Well, good evening. Thank you for inviting me. I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier. I was at a fundraiser. One of the reasons my opponent may not be here is because we have a very challenging district in terms of geography. Right now, the 31st Senate District has been redrawn as a result of the census. And the 31st District has a foothold in Arlington. Roslyn is part of it. The RV corridor up to 66. The northern part of the county, but then the district heads west and picks up parts of McLean from Old Dominion east to the river, Potomac River, picks up all of Great Falls and 6 precincts in Loudoun. So it really snakes along the river, and it's very long from Arlington to Loudoun. So it's a challenging district to get around, but I'm really enjoying getting to meet the residents, the business community, all the folks that live out there. It's great, and it gives me a real flavor of Northern Virginia because I have urban, suburban, even some rural portions of my district. So why am I running for the state senate? I'm running because I see a different vision for the state than what's currently in play. I would like to invest more in K-12 education. You just heard from our school board chair that Arlington has top-rate schools. Unfortunately, we don't have top-rate schools throughout the state. And I think that is an investment that is absolutely critical to our future. And it's the right thing to do for our young people. So I do want to invest more in K-12 education. I want to make higher ed more affordable and more accessible. I want to solve our transportation problem in Northern Virginia, and that will require some creative thinking and certainly some bipartisanship. I'm absolutely happy, willing, and able to do that. It does require a dedicated source of revenue, and I have offered the possibility of increasing the gasoline tax to be dedicated for transportation improvements. I'm open to a number of suggestions. But we have to get some revenue that's dedicated to fixing our transportation problem. I'm also a regional leader in the environmental area, and I chair the Chesapeake Bay Committee. I will go to Richmond with that passion and work hard to get state and federal money to help the entire region meet the Chesapeake Bay goals. There are lots of other issues I can talk about. Right now, the entire General Assembly is up for election. We have 100 members in the House of Delegates. We have 40 members in the state Senate. House of Delegates is controlled by a Republican majority. The Senate is controlled by a Democratic majority by 2 votes. So I will submit to you that there are 2 levels of thinking here as you evaluate your decision for the Senate. Certainly you should evaluate me as a desirable candidate, in my view. And you should evaluate at some level my opponent, and then the value of whether the Senate should remain in Democratic hands. And I will just submit to you that having a balanced government, having a government that is centrist and I think willing to respond to Virginia as a whole is probably the best place to be. And having the give and take of a Republican House and a Democratic Senate is absolutely critical to achieving that goal. There were lots of pieces of legislation that passed last year, passed the House, that really were, I believe, out of step with the values of Virginians, clearly out of step with where Northern Virginians want to go and where my voters in the 31st District are. The House really reduced the K-12 education budget by over $600 million. They passed a slew of anti-immigrant bills, which would make Arizona and Alabama blush. We had gun bills, which would have permitted guns on college campuses. And we had a bill that unfortunately did pass, which, because of a regulatory framework that the governor put forward, will actually force women's health centers that provide primary care as well as abortion services. A bill passed requiring these clinics to meet the physical requirements of hospitals. And actually those requirements are so costly that 17 out of 21 of our clinics are likely to close throughout the state, which will be very unfortunate because people in some parts of the state really won't have access to health care. So those are the kinds of things that are in play. And the Senate has offered, you know, an incredible, I think, safety wall, as somebody has said. They've been able to defeat a lot of the egregious bills and, you know, govern in the center. So that's my story, and I can, if you want to know a little bit about my opponent, I can certainly share some information with you. I don't know where your preferences are. She is on the, my opponent is on the Virginia Tea Party Alliance website, as one of the candidates to watch in their effort to create a conservative majority in the state Senate. So that's sort of the 3-minute sector on her. But I'm happy to answer questions, and